Okay, it is March 17th, and this is the MBA Show! Happy St. Patrick's Day, MBAs!
You kind of sound like a pirate, dude.
This is the only voice that I have that I'm able to do.
Don't forget to join our newsletter at thembashow.com.
And remember, you know what St. Patrick's Day is for MBAs? This is the Thursday where we drink.
Don't we drink every Thursday?
We do drink every single Thursday.
This is the Thursday where we can drink without being ashamed of it.
Since when were we ashamed?
MBAs, we have finally quantified your self-worth.
Oh, this is very exciting. How have we done that?
The USNews Business School rankings are out.
Aha, the annual, these are the big ones. These are the ones that tell you how you are as a human being.
And get ready.
What's the word?
Get
What's
ready.
the word?
Get ready. Stanford's #1!
Unsurprisingly, Stanford's #1! Yeah, no surprises! So, Stanford this year blew Harvard out of the water by tying them. That is right, exactly tying them in basically every single metric that US News uses.
For the most important one, the least important one, which is acceptance rate.
So acceptance rate is actually, that's only 1% of how US News determines its ranking.
Now we know why they have it, it's a tiebreaker.
So the primary measure that they use is actually a survey of both business school deans and leaders, as well as recruiters. And so the prestige is determined based on the results of that survey.
So one of the things that I find most interesting about this is the unprecedented plunge, the 50-point plunge of the Crummer School of Business, which dropped in the rankings 50 points.
To like the lowest rank.
Yeah, exactly, to like tied for last. And John Byrne over at Poets and Quants thinks this is basically due to volatility in the lower end of the rankings.
So John is usually an unbelievably astute analyst of what's going on in MBA rankings. But John, we think you've overlooked a crucial function that could be going on here. It's called the Crummer School of Business. Crummer School of Business.
My name is Dave Terrible. I'd like to name your business school. What do you think about that?
I think we'd be happy to generate the terrible. How much money do you have to get it called the Terrible School of Business?
So, you know, don't you think this is the way rankings should be? This is kind of a
No,
reinforcing
no, this is bad. This is like, of course people are going to rank these top. You ask people, who's the top business school? They're going to look at the ranking from last year and say, those people that were on the top. That's why the same schools stay at the top.
Well, I think that's the way rankings should be. I mean, if you ask experts in the field, they tend to know other experts. So if you go ask the top school, they'll tend to know who the other top schools are.
Tom, you are recreating. This is that's not about the quality of education. You're recreating the popular crowd from high school.
Yeah, but so the advantage of the popular crowd in this instance is that for $150,000 and a 760 on the GMAT, you can now be a part of that group.
It may surprise you to know that I was actually not part of the popular crowd in high school.
What do you think was holding you back?
It's a mystery. But I guess all those years in chess club are finally paying off.
And soon
fellow AV club members, eat your heart out.
Well, I think, if you want now, you could probably join the Scotch Club.
Do we actually have a Scotch club?
I'm certain that we have a Scotch Club.
Oh, sweet God. Well, speaking of Scotch and fancy liquors, let's move on to some business porn. And this week's business porn is about frequent flyers.
As you know, many executive MBAs travel to get their degrees. So for example, a common thing to do is travel from New York to Boston.
Yeah, like here in Boston, a lot of the schools, a lot of the executives from big companies.
Get this one.
Okay.
Harsh Gupta, a student at Kellogg's Exec Ed program, is commuting to Chicago from Dubai. Dubai. Weekly.
So these numbers blew us away. You can check this out in the story at CNN.com.
He's traveling 14,512 miles round trip every week.
That's going to be 20 million miles over the course of getting his degree.
That's like going to the moon and back 50 times.
Tuition at the program, tuition is $150K. His travel bill, $180,000. It's more than tuition.
Going to the moon and back 50 times.
So this is why we've always said it. Exec Ed program, if you don't love your family and you have money that you want to get rid of, Exec Ed MBAs, that is the way to go.
How many times can he join the Mile
High Club? Tom, what's our jargon?
So our jargon this week is going to be failure mode.
So failure mode is, like a mode, the most common form of failure in the system. That's how you can differentiate it from the failure mean or the failure medium.
God.
Huh?
I think we're scraping on rock bottom.
Okay, so I actually love failure mode. The most common form of failure in a system, and it's a great way to talk about how a project might not be able to reach its goals.
Right. So you might say, for example, a common failure mode of the MBA show, for example, would be when the Miro cast attempts to make a math joke.
Okay, fair. But what I love about this is that it's a way to talk about problems on a team in a really non-threatening way. You can say, look, as a group, let's talk about what the potential failure modes are and how can we avoid them.
Yeah, that's a lot easier than saying, like, okay, how's Jim going to screw things up this time?
I have done it, and it is not an appropriate approach.
So let's talk about our business school tip of the week.
And what's our business school tip of the week?
The MBA Stimulus Package.
Now, before we get to that, let me paint a little hypothetical for you, Tom. Let's say, hypothetically, you're a business school student.
Okay.
And let's say, hypothetically, you have no job.
Check.
And you have a whole bunch of loans.
Check.
Now let's say you decide to go on a really lavish vacation even though you're living on loans. How does that sound?
Sounds like I would basically be taking out a loan to pay for a vacation.
And does that seem like a good idea?
It seems on the surface like a terrible idea.
So what's our business school tip of the week?
Take out a loan and go on vacation.
Now, this pains me beyond all belief that this is our MBA tip of the week. But Tom, why is this?
Okay, but listen. So MBAs, as you know, our economy not doing so hot right now. One way for us to communally get out of this is to do what Americans do best, and that is spend, baby, spend.
Oh, it hurts.
So this year, we decided to call spring break the MBA Stimulus Package.
Dude, you are 100K.
You're welcome, America.
You're 100K in the hole. How is this possibly a good idea?
Well, you know, B school time is really precious.
Okay, that's true.
And for a lot of folks, they're about to go get high-paying, high-stress, high-hours jobs, and for them, time was
or in a
going
startup
to
case, a low-paying, high-stress, high-hours jobs.
But in either case, sorry, Miro, time may be getting even more precious. So this may be your last opportunity to do this kind of relaxation.
So if you're going to spend the money, take it on something that you won't be able to get when you're not at business school. Go off the grid. Do something that is a unique part of this chance in your life. Speaking of which, Tom, what is on your radar?
I'm going to a cruise in the West Caribbean.
And I will be venturing to a remote island off the coast of Mexico.
The NBA Stimulus Package.
In effect. Well, anyways, while we're gone, we'll have some special content for you next week. Remember to subscribe to us on iTunes. I'm Miro Kaz.
I'm the real Tom Rose, and you've been watching
The MBA Show. Thank you, Lone Clapper.
Sorry.
No, we love it.